Everybody, welcome to day 8 of Prelims Rescue series. In this video, we are going to cover the topics related to Indian geography and also some of the topics related to the February current affairs of 2024 related to the environment. Now let's start it. Now let's start the discussion. Basically, the subject Indian geography is a very factual subject. So for this I can explain you, but there will be no use of it, because as I explain the topics, it will go out of your mind, because these are the factual information which we need to remember by doing frequent revisions. So let's see. First of all, here is the mountain ranges. This is the Karakoram, and this is the Ladakh region, and this is the Zaskar region, and here we have the greater Himalayas. So these are basically are the mountain regions which we need to remember. In Indian geography, basically we need to just have a look, and we need to have a frequent revision of a single map which we are doing for a geographical aspect. For example, this is related to the hills. So for hills we need to look at only this map for n number of times, so that we'll in examination, if the question comes from the hills topic, we need to just remember this map and we should answer it, and the pictorial representation of this map should be in front of our eyes in the examination. So that's why we need to remember it or revise it very frequently. So here is the Karakoram ranges, and here is the Ladakh range and Zaskar range and the greater Himalayas. So in this way, first comes the Karakoram towards the north, and then Ladakh ranges, and then Zaskar, and then comes the greater Himalayas. After greater Himalayas we have the Pir Panjal ranges. So then beside it we have the Dauladar, and also parallel to Ladakh range and Zaskar range we have the K2. Okay, next this towards the northern west side of the greater Himalayas we have the K2 Everest. Okay, peak, K2 peak. Next we have the lesser Himalayas. These are the lesser Himalayas, and we have the Shivalik ranges which present in the India, and also major part it covers in the Nepal region. Okay, and next we have the Kailash range. So this we don't require because it is in some other nation, that is China. And we have the Nanda Devi peak here, which is in the Uttarakhand. So these peaks also they'll ask in our examination, so that's why we need to remember these peaks. So Nanda Devi is in the Uttarakhand. So this is above the Shivalik ranges. Okay, and also the ranges, mountain ranges or Himalayan mountain ranges are divided based on the direction also. Like first it comes northwestern Himalayas or Kashmir Himalayas. So in that way we have the 4 types of Himalayas. So next we have the Kanchenjunga, that is the highest peak in India, that is the Kanchenjunga. Just remember, we need to remember. Next we have the Tiger Hills here. We have the Dafla, Miri, Abor Hills, Mishmi Hills, and we have the Namcha Barwa in Arunachal Pradesh. So basically this everything we need to have a look at it, and we need to have a pictorial memory of this kind of information. And next we have the Patkai Boom here, and we have Mikir, Jaintia, Garo Hills, Kasi, Jaintia Hills. In examination they might also ask the chronology or the direction from west to east. So that's why we need to have a remembrance of this image. And here we have the Beryl, and here Aira Kanyum and Saramati is here. And next we have the Rajma Hills. Here we have Ajodhya Hills. So basically, so we have completed this northeastern part of the hills, and towards the southwest we have the southwest of the Himalayan ranges, we have the Aravalli range, which is in the Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab. So it basically Aravalli ranges is from, I think, Gujarat also included. Gujarat, Rajasthan, Haryana, and we have Uttar Pradesh, and we have this Alwar hills. And next, towards the western region, we have the Kutch hills in the Gujarat, and Mandav hills, Girnar hills, and this is the Gir range. So we need to have a remembrance of all these hills. And towards the southeast, we have the Vindhya region of Aravalli ranges. So for Vindhya region, it extends for up till 4 states. Okay, it includes 4 states. And next we have the Kaimur range in Madhya Pradesh, Vidyan range also in the Madhya Pradesh. We have the Satpura range. In Satpura range, we have the Satpura, Mahadev, and Maikal hills. So this is a stretch of the Satpura range. At the end of the Maikal range, we have the Amarkantak peak. And next we have the Ramgarh. So basically, in examiner, they might also say that the Mahadev hills are present in the southern part of India, but we know that that is wrong because it is in the Madhya Pradesh region. Next, we have the Chandor hills, Ajanta range, Nirmal, Balaghat range is in the Telangana, Karnataka, and Maharashtra. And here we have the Harishchandra. This is the Baba Budan hills, Nilgiri, and this is the Anaimudi peak. The Anaimudi peak is between the Kerala and the Tamil Nadu. Next we have the Cardamom hills. Next we have Palni hills, Panchamalai hills, Shevroy hills, Javadi hills, Nagari, Palkonda range, Nallamala hills, okay, Erramala, and also this is the Sheshachalam hills in the Andhra Pradesh. We have the Biligiranj hills in the Karnataka. So basically Jinagadh peak, okay, this is the Jinagadh peak in the Odisha. Okay, in Odisha we also have the Naigara hills, and we have the Garhajat hills. So basically we need to look at it frequently so that we remember it very well. Next we have the Hindu Kush Himalayan region. Basically the Hindu Kush Himalayan stretch is about 3,500 kilometers, and also it spans between 8 countries, spans in 8 countries or distributed in 8 countries. And there are 12 rivers which flows from Hindu Kush Himalayan range. So basically this is the Himalayan range, Hindu Kush Himalayan range. This stretch is from, so it stretches from the Afghanistan to the China. It includes 8 countries. Okay, and next it also called as the water tower of Asia. In examination they might also ask us what is the water tower of what is the water tower of Asia, and they might give some of the 4 names, but we know that the Hindu Kush Himalayan region is also known as water tower of Asia. Next we have the peaks which we need to remember in the Andaman Islands. So the highest peak in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands is the Saddle Peak. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands present in the Bay of Bengal region. Okay, and also we have the Mount Koyob and Mount Dweller and Mount Harriet in the region of the Andaman region. Okay, next we have the northern plains of India. Basically the northern plains of India starts from Babar, and this is the Babar starts from the southern part of the Himalayan or from the foothills of the Himalayan ranges. Okay, first we have the Babar where the river flows and it deposits major dust particles and matter, and then it moves towards the Terai region, and in Terai region it flows and it becomes as a little as a marshy land, and then from it next we come to Bangar, and then it is a Kadar. Bhangar is a old alluvium soil and the Kadar is a less alluvium soil. So basically we need to remember this sequence of events. First we have the Babar, then Therai, then Bhangar and then Kadar. That's it. Next we have the locations of Cape Comorin, that is in the southmost peak of the India, that is Cape Comorin. And next we have the Gulf of Mannar here, and this is the Park Bay. This is the Park Bay. And next we have the Park Strait. This is the Park Strait. And here we have the Pulicat Lake. Okay, Pulicat Lake. And next there is a gap that is named as the Palghat Gap, that is in between the Nilgiri Hills and Annamalai Hills. Basically that is between the Tamil Nadu and the Kerala. So this is for the Indian geography, and next we need to cover the topics of environment. So let's start that. So here is that. So basically we have the ecocide. The ecocide is a thing where the person or a company knows that when he does a action, it will definitely impact the environment in a negative way now or in a long term. He definitely knows, but after knowing also he does the thing or the action. So the sequence or the process of doing the thing is known as a ecocide. Let's see the definition. So the term ecocide is often defined as an unlawful or wanton acts committed with the knowledge. He knows that what happens if he does a thing, and there is a substantial likelihood of severe and either widespread or long-term damage to the environment being caused by those acts. Then also if he does, then it is known as a ecocide. Next we have the Chief Wildlife Warden. So basically Chief Wildlife Warden is a post in a state where he has some responsibilities to do. So basically it is appointed, or it came into power from the Act of Wildlife Protection Act in the year 1972. Okay, next the responsibilities of the chief wildlife warden is to manage the protected areas, that is the national parks, wildlife sanctuaries and bird sanctuaries, etc. Okay, next he need to rescue, and he has the power to rescue and rehabilitate the wildlife. Okay, wildlife species. And next he has the power to regulate the human activity. That means we have some regions where we cannot go, like protected areas. So in that thing, the wildlife warden has the power to regulate the human entrance or human activity in that region. Next he has a power, or he has the responsibility to solve the human wildlife contact or the conflict. That means when a human or a person went into a forest and then he sees a, or then he have a meet with some wild animal, or when wild animals comes to the region where the people are living. So to resolve that issue, uh, the chief wildlife warden has a power to resolve that problem. And also he has a power to enforce the law related to the wildlife. Okay, next he can also declare vermins. Vermins are nothing but these are some kind of insects. So recently what happened is, regarding chief wildlife warden, recently our environment minister has said that wildlife warden has also power to shoot the any wildlife animal if it is necessary to do the action. So basically the wildlife warden can do, he can trap, he can catch, or he can shoot if it is necessary to do. Next we have the brumation. Brumation is nothing but a process where a reptile, so here reptile is a main thing. Reptile is nothing but a cold-blooded animal. So for example, like crocodile, snake, lizard. So these are the reptiles. So basically in brumation there will be decrease in metabolic rate. Metabolic rate is nothing but the expenditure of energy. Okay, that is a metabolic rate. The rate at which the energy is spent is known as the metabolic rate. So there will be decrease in the metabolic rate due to the cool temperature in the environment in the reptiles. This scenario occurs in the reptiles. Then it is known as the brunation, and it is very similar to the hibernation. Basically the hibernation process happens in the mammals, but this brumation process happens in the reptiles. It happens to the mammals, it happens to the reptiles. And next we have the estivation. Estivation is nothing but the same lowering of metabolic rate, but the environmental condition changes. The environmental condition is when it is a hot and dry conditions. So then it is called estivation. And also it is common in reptiles and amphibians, and we have the snails. So the estivation is common in these three, that is reptiles, amphibians and snail. And again we have the term estivation. This is estivation, this is estivation, EA. This is estivation. This is the same thing, that is lowering of metabolic rate, but here the environmental condition is hot and humid. That is a thing. Humid is a change. In estivation there is a dry condition, but in the estivation here it is a humid condition. And also here the reptiles and the amphibians and in some mammals, it occurs in reptiles, amphibians, in some type of mammals. And we have the Nagoya Protocol. Nagoya Protocol is basically launched in the year 2010. So basically this protocol is launched because the nations or the world need to achieve the targets which are assigned by the Convention of Biological Diversity. So the one of the targets are to equitably share the resources. To attain this target, there has been implementation of the Nagoya Protocol in the year 2010. Okay, so that's it for the video. If you like the video, please do subscribe. Bye.